All right, good morning, everyone. It is Thursday morning here in the Pacific Northwest. I think I'm on my third year of doing Thursday morning talks at 7 a.m. here. So I know many of you are tuning in from all over the place. So I look forward to seeing you. You are live on Facebook and you are also live on YouTube. So if you'll pop in and let me know that you're here, then I'll know that everything is working. So I always laugh because I'm streaming on this streaming platform called StreamYard. And the reason why I choose that streaming platform, because in the olden days, I used to kind of tap in to Facebook, and then I'd tap in and do a separate recording on YouTube. And then it was just a lot of work. So it's a beautiful platform, but just to know, no, you do not have to join StreamYard on Facebook to be able to watch this live. It's just that you have to get permission to share your name. So that's the only reason. So good morning, Jennifer and Elaine and Heather and Rebecca. It's good to see you again as well. Happy Thursday. So as people are trying to find me, as I'm talking about, are you hungry for higher spiritual knowledge? Which actually is a question, and it actually makes it sound like you have a choice. Are you ready? Nope, you don't have a choice. It's coming. It's happening. Hi, Nancy Murray. Great to see you today. So my question to you today, I was thinking, how many of you love to shop? If you love to shop, you could just put in the comment section, I love to shop, or I don't love to shop. Because why am I asking you this silly question? Because I need to go shopping and I don't like to shop. So I'm always curious about, and I'm always surprised that people like to shop. Midnight here in Australia. Hi, Jeanette. Nice to have you staying up so late to pop in. Hi, Emerald, Amaral. Hope I'm saying that right. Hi, Chandra, a Facebook user saying, I love to shop. And it's kind of nice to go with someone who loves to shop because they kind of keep that vibe up. And the way that I like to shop is to take a lot of coffee breaks or a lot of snack breaks. So anyway, I'm trying to gear myself up because I really need to go get some new clothes. So Heather saying, not my favorite thing to do. Nancy Murray. Facebook does think. I love how she said that. Like the only thing I like to do is to shop online, because then once you look at something online, then Facebook keeps putting that right in front of your face over and over and over again. All right, let's get on to some really important things. Although the body thinks, yeah, I like to dress up. Yep, I like to shop. So we can't ever forget fulfilling our body's needs while we're filling our spiritual needs. So, oh, I love it. Okay. All right. So, uh, are you ready? Are you hungry for higher spiritual knowledge? Well, the one thing that's super exciting about today is we are right in the middle of a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. But this is the thing that's super exciting. It's also a new moon today. So whenever there's a new moon, I am not an astrologist. So if you guys are astrologists and I am totally messing this up, please forgive me. But this is the way that I understand it. So a new moon is always a great way to get started on projects, dreams, desires, wishes, creations. And then a full moon is where it's fully illuminating, it's come to fruition, that you're ready to complete that project. So we usually, I think, have a full moon every month, and a new moon and a full moon. All right. But then you add the solar eclipse in Aries. It's all about action. It's all about fire. It's all about let's get moving. Let's get this party started. Don't sit around contemplating your navel. It's like, get on with it. So this is Aries with a lot of new starts. Now, why am I super excited about this on top of everything else? because it just so happens kind of randomly that we are opening as of 9 o'clock. Our Psychic Mastery 1 program is opening up for enrollment. And I'll tell you, your life may have been going a certain direction, and then you join that Psychic Mastery 1 program, and it just takes you to a whole new level of leveling up as an intuitive human. And so I had a friend who asked me the other day, did you plan this on purpose? And I have to tell you, I think we set these dates like in January. It's like, no, I had no idea. But you know who knew? Spirit knew. You know, the divine knew just how to move those chess pieces on the board for that to happen. So here we have this fast action. Let's make a move, new beginnings, and Psychic Mastery 1 enrollment opens today. All right. Hungering for higher knowledge means you can expect to be surprised at a sudden spark of desire to be more curious, dig deeper, experience the energy wonders of the world. What we've been experiencing while Pluto has been in Capricorn is full structure, rules, and laws. We've lived in a world where a lot of us, if you're a rule follower, you can, raise your hand. It's like a lot of us are rule followers. And then there are those of you that we like to hang out with who like to know the rules so they can break the rules. How many of you like to hang out with friends who don't mind bending those rules a little bit, especially if you're a rule follower? So that would be me. I'd be the one that would follow the rule followers that like to break them and sneak out at night and that kind of stuff. All right. But the whole time I'd be saying, we're going to get in trouble. Okay, so we've made this temporary shift. And I say temporary because in the bigger scope of things, so let's talk about this 26,000 year cycle where we're moving from the dark ages into the golden ages. So, this little blip of moving into Aquarius, out of Capricorn into Aquarius, back into Capricorn, it doesn't even get an honorable mention when you're looking at the bigger scope of things. But we're not. We happen to be here on Earth. So remember, Aquarius has this freedom attitude before it shifts back into Capricorn. So this back and forth between limiting structures and wide open freedom of Capricorn will swing the pendulum back and forth until it settles into the year fully in 2024, which is next year, and will remain there until 2045. So remember when I talked about the March and April frequency forecast, Spirit kept saying, Aquarius is a mental sign. And I will say there was someone who reminded me that even Aquarians can still be dogmatic. Even Aquarians can still get stuck in old patterns. That's really, really true. But let's just talk about the higher aspects of Aquarian, which is all about this freedom. So Aquarian is craving new ways of thinking, being in its inspiring search for greater knowledge. This is Aquarian. You can expect breakthroughs in new inventions, understanding of quantum physics, new ways of healing through vibrational medicine, and discovery of things that you never thought were possible before. So I think I was walking my new little puppy the other day, and I heard this voice say, you don't need to believe a certain way to always be able to tap into that higher knowledge, the divine love, the holy, the sacred. You do not need a religious structure to always be able to tap in at that level. And that's quantum physics. It's like, this is what I desire, therefore that desire will come to me. The molecules will kind of move into alignment with whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're putting out there. And you have heard me say, be careful about what you're thinking, those 6,000 thoughts that we can have per day. And I'm not pulling that number randomly out of the air. Somebody did a study on it. So, yeah, it's like you can tap into the source of the earth and the source of the divine whenever you want. And there is not a rule book about that. It's just about intention and desire. So this is a global shift. So sometimes it's an individual shift that you're making, and then sometimes it's a global shift. A global shift means you and every single person on the planet is going through the same shift of this hunger, curiosity for higher knowledge right now. So this is what Spirit told me, remaining apathetic, disconnected, or disinterested will be harder for you to maintain now, because this movement is going to keep you moving. Why? Because the new frequencies will not support inertia. So inertia means non-movement. Imagine water, and this is Spirit was showing me, water in the form of ice still has the same water molecules, but it's moving very, very slowly, like this slow, I'm listening to my dog barking in the background. It's like, oh my God. Okay. So it's very slow moving, like you'll slow a video down and you can't even understand what the person's saying because their words are so slowed down. So that's ice, very slow moving. Well, water at room temperature moves a little bit more. So the molecules are kind of it's just kind of swirling around, this kind of gentle comfort. But right now, especially with this full moon, solar eclipse in Aries, on top of this new moon, it's like a pan of water on the stove and you've added heat to it. And now all of a sudden the molecules are moving really rapidly, creating steam, creating this kind of multi-dimensional experience of who you are. So this is what Spirit means when it says you cannot maintain inertia, non-movement, not during this time, because the molecules, the energies, the quantum physics are moving so rapidly. Your own cells in your own body are moving rapidly as well. Hi, good morning, Esther. Hi, Jill. All right, so as I said, you will not be able to remain stagnant or stuck. So this is simply science, but in the ancient teachings, you may have heard the term, they were moved by the Holy Spirit, moved by the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a pure creative force. Now, I will say this is a movement of energy, the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is not just, not simply Christian. It is an energy. It's an energy force. And it's an energy force of creative movement. The Holy Spirit, pure creative force, when you've been touched by this movement of spirit, then life changes you. Spirit always says, move or be moved. And this energy over the next few years is really moving us all. So what does this mean for you right now? Right now, what this means is that you're going to have new ways at looking at old problems. So you may have an issue in your life. We all have them. I just want to tell you, working as a psychic for 28 years, I've done like 20,000 readings. For me, even I am challenged to think about that, but I've kind of gone back and, kind of counted it up over the years. And what I know is that everybody has problems. Some people are better at maintaining through those problems, but everybody has problems. So you may have examined an issue over years, upside down, inside out. You're having trouble understanding it with no viable outcome. But now you look at it and suddenly you see it with new knowledgeable eyes. It's like, whoa, how come I couldn't see that before? Because you couldn't see it before. You didn't have that expanded view to be able to see how to problem solve, how to find the solution to this issue like you can now. So that's really exciting, isn't it? To suddenly have this available to you. And you don't have to hurt your brain to do it. It's like, doorways are being opened up in your mind. It's like you're kind of moving into other aspects of the neurons firing and all the different lobes of your brain that you might not have had access to before. Yeah, I just said, imagine a new area of your brain just opened up, like your business is expanding and now you've bought the empty building that you share a wall, and you're going to break down that wall and expand it so you can add more employees and things like that. So that's going to happen whether you think about it or not, or whether you wish for it to happen or not. It's happening. So let's see here. So my question to you is, what are you curious about? What moves you to question higher understanding? What might you discover now about yourself or about other people that you didn't know before? This is happening. Whether you wish to understand your relationship with God or you wish to learn how to build a bicycle, moving through this time will get you excited to learn, right? We have these old patterns, burned out patterns of learning, and now we're moving into these new creative ways to learn. Each of you has something. This is what Spirit told me. Please tell them, Nancy, that each and every one of them have something to contribute during this great time of change. Otherwise, you would not have even collected that ticket to come to Earth. So I want to say that again. Each and every one of you have something to contribute to the Earth. Otherwise, you would not even have been handed that divine ticket to have a human body. There's also an enormous movement to higher service. Things that might tug at your heart, where you want to extend yourself into places where you might be needed within your community. And that service can be to your family, that service can be to your neighborhood, that service can be to volunteering at your children's school. But there's going to be this pull that you will, remember, inertia, you will not be able to remain stuck in this. There's going to be this movement. But this is the thing, I was moved by the Holy Spirit, I'll say. I was moved by the divine to create a nonprofit called Soul Seeds. So myself and our volunteers and our team and our board, we go out and teach meditation for unhoused youth, for senior citizens, disabilities, for families. But it's slow going. Like there's this trickle of 1, 2, or 3 people who will show up. And I remember one day sitting there thinking, I wonder if our community really has the consciousness right now to understand this little gem that they have at their fingertips. Because it's hard, when you don't have something to eat or you don't have a roof over your head, to try to imagine, why would I want to meditate right now? There's so many other things that are higher priority. But what Spirit is telling me, as we're shifting now, that higher knowledge, we're all going to be able to see what's available in a different way. Okay. So I'm going to shift directions a little bit. So I had breakfast with my son on, I think it was Sunday. My son's 42. And he's sitting at the table when I walk in, and I go over and I get my coat off and I sit down, and he said, all right, Mom, are you ready for a lot of freakiness to be dropped on this table during our breakfast? And I said, yeah, let's get weird and freaky. I'm open for it. And so he was sharing with me that he had this dream just the night before we had breakfast. And in the dream, he goes, I think it's called the lucid dream, where you're in the dream world and you're able to see, you're conscious, you're able to move around. It's like, oh, there's a door over there. I think I'm going to move over there and move through that door. So what he said was, it was like this carousel of images of himself that he was looking at, like a big panel of himself. And when he kind of moved the panel, this carousel would go around, and he goes, it was all different images of me, where he said that the good, the bad, the ugly, and it's like, which one of you do you want to express through today? Who are you waking up to be today? So we really spent time with this. I had another student in Psychic Mastery 1 has had some dreams very similar. I had a dream where I was training my dog in my dream, and my dog wasn't training very well. I mean, she's only a 5-month-old puppy. But then another aspect of her came in and handed this golden ball to the one that wasn't training well, and suddenly she was training well. So this is what's happening right now. Like, after you get off this call today, which part of you is going to show up in the world? And that's what's being shown to us in the dream world. Many, many multiple dimensions of who we are growing into in this higher knowledge. And what are we going to express through? Are we going to express through the minimal, stuck knowledge, or are we going to try to expand ourselves to allow higher knowledge to come in? So when I said, let's get freaky when it comes to metaphysical experiences, what does that mean? You might be asking yourself. So metaphysical means a philosophy that refers to the studies of what cannot be reached through objective data or material reality. I snatched that out of the dictionary. What this means is these experiences of the unseen world can tickle the senses and scramble your mind. We have some real time warps going on right now. Seems to be super slow. The other day, Yvonne said, do you think it's time to get Sadie up? That's our little 5-month-old puppy. And I said, well, you just put her to bed. She said, Nancy, or put her in her crate. She goes, that was 2.5 hours ago. So I don't know what happened in that 2.5 hours, but it most certainly seemed like 5 minutes. Can you relate? Are any of you having those time warp experiences? So you might notice things are going super slow, and that speeds up. Or the other day, I had the opposite experience where it felt like I had done 6 hours worth of work, but the clock showed I'd only been working for 15 minutes. So again, really interesting things. So you might expect more lucid dreaming if you're not having them, which means maintaining consciousness while dreaming at the same time. So in the April frequency, I talked about this shift into this higher level of knowledge. It's going to benefit all of us in the world. We're going to be able to see truth. Remember, in the, what has been hidden is going to be revealed. We're going to shed kind of falsehoods. I'm trying to remember the term, but things that are not truth. Oh, illusions. We're going to be shedding a lot of illusions that have been really blinding us in life, and then we're going to have much greater clarity to truth. So in this meditation, we're going to do a quick little meditation. We're going to play with our intuition and our clarity. So we're going to play as if there's something blocking the doorway for you to higher knowledge. So Spirit showed me, like, you're in this room, and in this room is going to be like, you're going to have a desk pushed up against the door, chairs piled up, maybe a few mattresses, beds, whatever, you want to think of, boxes or whatever. And then in this meditation, you're going to move all of those obstacles that are between you and achieving higher spiritual knowledge, and opening that door. So let's go ahead and let's move some energy. All right, go ahead, close your eyes and turn within. Say hello to those beautiful bodies of yours, even the ones that don't feel so inspired to get off the couch. You just let your body know it's like we're going to move or we're going to be moved. So we might as well move ourselves. Ask your body to be cooperative in this meditation. And then say hello to your spirit that holds that higher wisdom, that higher knowledge at all times. Ask your spirit to help you to be playful, to be imaginative. Ask your spirit to help you be excited about making some moves in life, even little tiny moves. Just ask your spirit to help you very gently expand and open only to the level that you're ready for. And ask your spirit to help your body be less resistant or be excited about making some small changes in life or some big changes if that's what you want. But just ask that those shifts into higher knowledge and higher ways of seeing the world, ask that they be easily digestible and integrated. Remind yourself of today's date. Remind yourself of how old you are. If there's any of your essence still remaining way back in the past, just pull all your essence here into this present moment. Nice, nice. If there's any of your essence in the future, trying to figure out what kind of future decisions you're going to be making, just pull all your essence out of the future, because truly you can only have power over the present moment. So set your intention to pull all your essence out of the future and into this present moment with you. Whew, that alone is movement. That's movement. I can see a real buildup at the top of grounding. So right now, let's pretend and imagine a grounding force that's going to help connect your energy field with the energy field of the earth. So you can pretend like you're a tree with deep root system, waterfall, steel beam. My favorite one more recently is otters, playful otters. So whatever you want your grounding to be, go ahead and imagine it connected around the area of your hips, around your navel area, and then let it go. Let gravity pull it to the magnetic core, and then create another image to wrap around the magnetic core. And if you feel like you're new at this and you're not quite sure how to ground, remember just setting your intention. I have a desire to be more grounded in this moment. Your spirit's going to accommodate you, even if you don't think with your head that you know what you're doing. So, no worries. Nice, nice. And we're just going to do a little simple, golden cosmic light beam to come right down into the room where you are, to begin flowing through the top of your aura and the top of your head, and let it just kind of rinse this really calming, healing, illuminating light. But if you are sensing a different color, go ahead and blend that other color with the gold. But let's just get our energy field settled while we prepare to play with our imagination. All right, let's play with imagination a little bit. So imagine you can be anywhere. You can be in your home, you can be out in nature, you can be in the desert, you could be at a tropical island, you can be in a rainforest, up in the mountains. You can be in a golden castle. It doesn't matter, but help your spirit create whatever scene that you want to create. And then there's going to be a doorway. And on the other side of that doorway, away from you, is higher knowledge, expansive spiritual knowledge that is ready to start coming through for you. And then what is blocking you from getting to that doorway? So again, I'm going to highly recommend that you might see it in the form of people who are in your life that are blocking you from developing yourself spiritually. So I'll just encourage you to not grab them by the hair and drag them out of the room, but just say, you don't have permission to block me anymore. There's the door, exit, and then go ahead and move. It's a mattress, move it out. It's a box, move it out. So we're going to take just 1 full minute of quiet as you just rinse through with gold, be playful, imagine it. You can dance around, you can sing, hold your head high as you are clearing these blocks in front of the door. And then when you're ready, you can open that door to higher wisdom and knowledge from spirit. Now the door may not open quite yet for some of you, and that's okay. You've moved enough energy. For others, you have opened the door, you're standing on this side, and there's this higher spiritual wisdom and knowledge that's radiating through and filling your aura, your chakras, your consciousness. And then there's some of you that are going to literally leap through the doorway and just bathe, just let that higher wise knowledge flow through. Just let yourself know you're unique. You're going to do it in your own way, in your own time, and you're going to integrate it in a way that's comfortable for you. Nice, nice. So go ahead, thank your spirit for getting you to that place of movement from where you were and where you are now. And thank your body for its willingness to cooperate in that movement. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and stretch out your body. Whew. And while you're slowly coming back, I'll just talk to you about a couple of things that we have coming up. You can make some notes in the comments section, because right after I turn off this recording, I love to read the types of experiences that you have. Even if you come back to it an hour later, I will get notified of it and I will enjoy reading it. So just to let you know, we've got a really exciting week here in our Intuitive Mind community. The doors for registration enrollment are open today for Psychic Mastery 1 program. And so the link should be here. If not, I'll include it. But we're on day 2 of the masterclass about how do you connect with your intuition during really difficult, challenging times. And we're living in difficult, challenging times, and it can feel really complex to really hear what your intuition is trying to tell you. So we're on day 2. You'll be able to find it either on YouTube or you'll find it on the Facebook page, Intuition with Precision. But then there's another piece that I'm excited to share with you. As a team, we got together, Kathy and Yvonne and I, and we decided on Saturday to do something kind of fun and different for our members on the Intuition with Precision page. But where I'm going to do a 2-hour intuitive play workshop on Zoom. So you'll have to get that link there on the Intuition with Precision page to be able to join me at 11 a.m. on Saturday the 22nd here on Pacific Coast, or 2 p.m. Eastern time. But don't worry, you all out there on YouTube, because if you just will write info@intuitivemind.org, Kathy is ready to send you the link, the Zoom link, to those who will write her. info@intuitivemind.org. So we do have a lot of exciting things that are happening this week. It's like we're just having this big open celebration party, because I don't open Psychic Mastery 1 for registration very often. So again, I'd love to read your comments. Have a fantastic day. Next week, I'll be talking about the May frequency forecast. We're making it. We're living through this time better together, stronger together than we ever have been living apart. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you wherever I see you. Bye-bye.